Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today. I have to say today is actually my first day back at work. Well, today when I'm filming this is my first day back at work proper. So I had coffee and card this morning and I'm back recording videos this afternoon. And this is the first one that I am recording, and it's a video for the wonderful Ink Stamp Share blog hop. If you are joining me right on from YouTube, then if you go over to my website, you will find there is a link for the whole of the blog hop, and we're all doing Christmas, and it's going to be fantastic. I have chosen to make this little box. It's really easy to make. It's a cute little box. It's 2 inches by about 3.5 by, I want to say, 1.25 inches. No, nearly 1.5 inches. And it is really, really cute. And I'm going to show you how to make it. I have made one of these before, and I will come on to that in a moment. I'm using, though, some items from the Autumn-Winter catalogue, and they are items from the Most Wonderful Time product medley, which is on page 39, I want to say. Yes, page 39. And like the Everything is Rosy product medley that we had earlier in the year, this has pretty much everything you need to make masses of beautiful products, or projects rather. The colour scheme is Real Red and Old Olive, which are both now in the Regals family. So you could get yourself a pack of Regals paper and that would give you some card to start with. Or you could get a pack of Real Red and a pack of Old Olive and you'd be good to go. The other colour in it is Whisper White. There is a bit of black and some gold. So let me show you what's in the medley. I haven't got everything left because I'm busily trying to get through the whole thing. We've got some card fronts which are sized for the North American letter size card, which I think the base card half sheet of paper folded in half, I think is A2 in the States. A2 in the UK would be huge. But anyway, but they fit very well on the front of an international A4 card. You can just trim a piece off, indeed that much off, and they are just the right size dimensions for those. You also get 7 sticker sheets. They are, some of them are the same and some of them are different. So let me get those out. So we've got this one. This I think we get 2 of. Lots of reindeer, trees, more reindeer, and there we go. So yes, 7 sheets of those. The designer series paper is gorgeous. It's got foiling, it's double-sided, and it is just the prettiest thing in the world. It is lovely. You get 48 sheets. So it's a full 6x6 pack of designer series paper, if you understand what I mean by that. So as if you were to buy it as a pack of designer series paper. You don't get the gold cardstock. I've put that in because I thought it would be a good thing to add. So you get that. You get the trim, which is like tinsel, which I've used on the tag. You get a stamp set and a set of dies. This is a 2-step stamp and is for the parcels that I've used on the tag. And I will be using those again. And you also get these stars, which again I've used on the tag. So I think that's everything. It is. So that's the box we're making. I've taken the die from the Parcels and Petals bundle, which is in the annual catalogue. So this is the die set. You get 2 labels, a 2-inch tag topper, these little stitched and filigree bits, and this, which is a 2 die, and it fits on the side of the box. And I've done a project using some of this before. So it works perfectly on 6x6 paper. It's almost as if it was made for it. Not quite, but almost. You end up, if I bring out this, I kind of liked the idea of a parcel made out of parcels. So this is what you end up with if you die cut it. So just big enough for the die. This time I have used the candy canes. It is worth knowing that the top of the box is this. So if you've got a pattern, as I had here, you want the pattern to be running in the right direction, but you die cut 2 pieces that are exactly the same. And I'll come to make that up in a moment. It's all scored and everything, so it's perfect. Now I said that that the colour is Whisper White. I'm going to actually push it a bit towards Very Vanilla, and I'm going to stamp my parcels in Old Olive and red, Real Red. This I'm going to use for the tag in a moment. I'm going to start by stamping in the Real Red, because for me that is a darker colour, and I like, when I'm doing 2-step stamping, to do the darker colour first, so there is some vague hope that I might actually see where I'm stamping with the lighter colour. Now, because I've just stamped in red, I am going to clean my stamp. This is clean, by the way. It's just stained. I'm going to clean my stamp quickly because that reduces the staining. With all red, or all inks that have red in them, you will find that your photopolymer stains a little bit. So that's that. If I got a little fly flying around me, hopefully you can't see it. So Old Olive for the actual parcels. So we ink that up. I get on tiptoe to see where we are, and I try and line up the bottom of the 2 end parcels, because I work on the basis if those line up, then everything else should too. Fingers crossed. Yes! Phew! So yes, I find it easier to do them that way round. So do the darker colour first and then the lighter colour. So let me get that out of the way. And for one of those rare occasions, I'm actually going to bring in my die cutter. Now I have got the old Stampin' Up! Big Shot. We don't sell this anymore. We're getting our own new one. Don't know when, but fingers crossed soon. I think it's going to be next year, probably now, but you know, you never know. So run that through, trying not to jolt the table in the process. And get those off. Pop that back on there. Don't need that, do need these. Oh, so I jolt the camera when I'm taking away the Big Shot. That's a good idea. Oh dear. And those are my parcels. So let's make up the box. So I've got my 2 bits die cut. The scoring is already in. So you're folding most of it towards itself, just not all. Just, you know, not quite everything. So that will actually go that way, and this will all become apparent as we put this together. And to be perfectly honest with you, I had to check. I had to go and look at my previous video to work out how to put the box together, because I haven't done it for a while. So there's an honest thing for you. Right, that goes that way. And those go that way, and that way, and that goes that way. I think. And that goes that way. Right. Now, in the previous video that I did with this, I used cardstock. And I did say then just use either tear and tape or liquid adhesive, but you could use snail for DSP. I don't know. I'm not sure that was the best advice I've ever given. I think tear and tape or liquid adhesive would be the best idea. And I'm going to put all my adhesive on my little tabby bits now. the tear and tape is a little bit wider than these tabs, so I think liquid adhesive for me is the go-to. Now the key to this is you want to line your score lines up so you know that they are going to work properly when you build your box. So you want your edge to be on the score line of the tabs, but you also want to line these score lines up too. So I'm just going to pop those, press those in place, and hopefully you can see that those are lined up. And then to line up the next one, you fold that and just fold it. So again, those fold lines or score lines are all lined up. And then bring in your bone folder, which you buried somewhere under everything else. I tidied this room up before I went away. I've been back for a day and a half and it looks like a bomb has landed. Okay, well, oh, there it is. I've buried it under my box. So, bone folder, just make sure that everything is nicely stuck down. And then we make the box up. And I've just realised that I've cut green to go inside here and it probably would be better in red. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to put those all in, then you're going to put adhesive. So these bits you want to put adhesive on, so everything goes in and then you fold these bits back and put some adhesive on those. You don't need a huge amount, just some, but you only want it on the inside of the flap, so in this case the striped red bit. And then just push everything in and stick it down. And keep your fingers crossed that it's set. And then, as if by magic, she says, with her fingers crossed, it all folds together. So there's a nice neat base to your box. Now I have cut, because, you know, why wouldn't I, a piece of old olive that is 2 inches wide and just short of 3.5 inches wide to pop in there. Probably if I'd have thought about it I would have used real red, but as I've cut it, for the sake of not going too long on this video, I shall pop it in because we're already at 13 minutes, which is probably at least 3 minutes too long. But if you pop that in, it just gives the base of your box a little more oomph, and because it's in designer series paper, it could probably do with a little oomph. So that's that. And then to finish your box, you pull the top bits in, and then these bits slip into the closure there. And it's as simple as that. There we are, just like that. Right, I got, because it sort of works, the gold metallic edged ribbon from the annual catalogue. We've had this in the catalogue for a while, and it's beautiful. There is a silver and white version as well, but obviously as we've definitely got gold, I thought I'd pretend that we actually had vanilla as our base colour, because it's quite pale, the vanilla, and with all the stamping over or all the colours over the candy canes, I thought I could just about get away with vanilla. Right, so this piece goes under to the corner that hasn't yet got anything tied, and we just tie it in a half knot, make sure that it's all straight or thereabouts, and then tie it in a bow. Actually, I think I want my bow going that way. And there's our lovely bow. And I can just tidy that up and trim the end. Let's make sure I'm going in the same direction as that one, so we're going that way. And there we've got our lovely little box. So now all we need to do is do our stamping for our tag. And I thought I already had somewhere. There we are. From the Most Wonderful Time stamp set. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas. And that I'm going to heat emboss onto this piece of old olive. So that's my embossing buddy and my Versamark, and I keep my embossing buddy on my Versamark pad so it's there whenever I go, oh, I must do some heat embossing. And then now I just want to check that's how I did it. Right, so I did actually do it fairly centrally. Okay. So stamp, grab your embossing powder, dabble your embossing powder over your stamped image, flick off any excess, get rid of the piece that decided it wants to stay, pop my lid back on there, and apologies, it's noise time. I'm going to heat up underneath my desk so it's not too noisy, and then with my bamboo cheese board and my just got away with it, cheese grate, fold back clip. Don't do that, don't bash it with your fold back clip. And heat emboss. Did I get away with it? Yes, I did! Hurrah! So that's that. Pop my heat tool back on its hook. Pop that back under my desk. And there we have our heat embossing. And I'm using, again, from the Petals and Parcels dies, I'm going to just die cut this. She says, fingers crossed she can get it straight. Yes! Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah! Okay, right, so I need to make a little hole in one end, which I'm using the now retired 1/8 hole punch. You can use any hole punch you've got that's small. And I'm going to grab some of this because I want some of this to go through the hole while I remember. And some scissors, snip that off. Right, okay, so I want some gold stars and my parcels. So I want my tall parcel, glue. Always a plan to have some glue. My tall parcel is going to go, whoops, actually it's going to go that way. So I'm going to pop my tall parcel at the back. This one next to it. And up the side a bit. So that's going to go there. And then my little parcel I'm going to pop on a dimensional and pop that there. And then, where's my take a pick tool? There it is. A star just there, and tie this onto my parcel. Don't need that anymore. And then we're done. So this I'm going to tie under the knot. Just with a little knot. If I can find the ends, which I can't. Get along, get along. So yes, wonderful, most wonderful time. Did I mention if you buy it from me and you're in the UK, you will get a PDF full of lots of inspiration, because I'm going to use the whole thing. Oh, and it's just started to rain again. I'm going to use the whole box of goodies to make lots and lots of bits and pieces, and then I'm going to share pictures of all of them and dimensions of some with anyone who buys the product medley from me. I only sell in the UK, so I'm afraid that's only going to be available if you're in the UK, but isn't it gorgeous? So there we go. And as I say, I'm part of a blog hop today, so do go and have a look at my website, which is linked below, and you'll then have links to all of the other people taking part, and can go and have a look at lots more inspiration for Christmas crafting from across the UK, and I think other parts of the world too. I can't remember who's taking part today, but lots and lots of people are taking part. So as I say, link below. There's also a list of the products that I've used, which aren't very many, bearing in mind that most of it's in the product medley. So there's a list for that below. Don't forget to use the host code if you want to share in the host rewards. If your order is £80 or above, I would suggest you look at buying the starter kit, because remember, for £99, including postage, you will get £130 of product or equivalent in Europe. And if you're in Europe, you can join my team. I do have team members in Europe, so you would not be alone. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Enjoy the rest of the hop, and I hope to see you again very soon.